Hi there. So if you're a teacher or a head teacher or even a leader in an organization, or I suppose a parent, then you're going to have a challenging conversation at some point with another person. In this video, I'm aiming to cram as many top tips and best practice into just 5 minutes for you if you need to have a challenging conversation. Here we go. And I'm going to share my screen to start with. Now, lots of what we're going to be using here is based on the Heart Styles philosophy. And I'm going to start with S plus T equals B. Now, what this is, situation plus thinking equals behavior. So what we've got to do is put our minds and our sort of see this challenging conversation from the point of view of the recipient or the coachee. So in this situation, they're likely to be doing some thinking, and that thinking might not be helpful. Stuff like, oh my God, am I doing it all wrong? Does this person really hate me? How dare they? There's going to be lots of thinking that this person will be doing based on perhaps their past experiences, which will result in some behavior. So we need to be prepared for this and stay calm through the whole thing because we can expect it. And as you can see, the responses to feedback down here follow the acronym SARA. So that's shock, anger, resentment, acceptance, and healing. And as you can see, there's lots of different words down here that we've got, but ultimately, Sarah, you'll find in there somewhere. This is a very natural reaction. It's a fight or flight reaction that goes right the way back to when we were ancestors in prehistoric times, not wanting to get kicked out of the tribe, not wanting to upset or annoy or be disliked in any way. It's a reaction to change, and it's a very human biological reaction to fight or flight, but that's exactly what the emotional journey is that people will be going through. If we can set up for this as leaders, then we've got a better opportunity to stay calm in the face of a challenging conversation. The next thing I'd like to share with you is our Heart Styles compass for life, the 4 principles of life. Now, as you can imagine, in a challenging conversation, the chances are you're going to get an emotional reaction. But before we consider what their reaction is going to be, I'd like you to question your state of mind going into this conversation. Are you dreading it? Because that's possibly a below the line place to start. If you're coming at this from telling someone what to do, if you're trying to control them or blame them, then you'll be coming at it from a self-promoting or pride perspective. If you're really worried and a bit anxious and you're sort of hesitant around the conversation, then you'll be looking to protect yourself. And again, that's not a particularly useful or helpful place to be. So see if you can get your own head or your own heart into an above the line situation. And of course, the conversations are usually about the other person. So as you're going into the conversation, as you're preparing, see if you can come at this from wanting the best for them. See if you can come at this with positive intent. So if you can plan and predict and set yourself up for this conversation thinking, well, I'd like this to help this person develop. I'd like to help this person to learn how to improve. Then it's going to change the whole shape and intent of the conversation because you'll be coming at it from developing. Now, I know it says love here. It's love in the broadest sense, of course. It's about growing others. And this is about caring about someone enough not to leave them where they are. There's a set of standards in this organization or school. There's some ways of working. There's some accepted norms of how we should behave. And so helping someone to get up to those, helping someone to support someone to reach those is really important. And we can come at this from a coaching perspective to start with, perhaps asking people what they think they're doing well and any areas they need for improvement. I really like this model, what went well and even better if. It's always used in schools already, so I'm guessing the teachers amongst you will be one step ahead on that. What it also does is it helps us focus on feed forward rather than feed back. I always like to use feed forward when I can, because it helps us think of solutions, options to improve rather than backward looking, pointing fingers and blaming. The other thing to do is to think, well, how can I come at this from a personal growth point of view? How can I be my most authentic, my most confident, my most calm? How can I get myself into a good place before I have this conversation? And therefore, we're setting ourselves up for an above the line conversation rather than me feeling worried or me feeling like I have to tell them what's wrong, and then expecting perhaps a similar reaction back. The additional feedback I'd like to, or additional tips I'd like to just throw in to this 5-minute video is, please be as specific as you possibly can. When you've got examples of ineffective evidence, examples of ineffective things that this person isn't doing particularly well, see if you can be as specific as possible, and then share with them what you would like them to do, so that they're very clear on what it is they're not doing and what it is you'd like them to do. When we're very general with feedback, then it's very difficult for people to get a handle on it. It's exactly the same thing with, I have a sense that, or you have a tendency to. It really isn't detailed enough for people to do anything about. So watch out for that, because the minute you start thinking, well, I don't really like what this person's doing, stop. Then ask yourself, before you say anything or give any feedback, what is it? Is it just me? Is it me not liking it? Or is this person actively doing something that isn't in line with expected ways of working? Is there something I can be really specific about here? Or is it just a sense I'm having? So be very careful to not act on senses, not act on hunches or judgments, but to really be quite specific when you're developing someone, especially when you're encouraging as well. There's nothing worse than saying, oh no, you're just brilliant. What is it I'm doing well so I can do more of that? So being specific and using evidence and examples is a really good way to help people develop and to encourage and praise as well. So I hope that's been useful for you. Try to pack in as much as possible. Please like, comment, and share on the video, and good luck with your challenging conversation. Always come at challenging conversations with a positive intent. Well, that's it from me for now, and I'll catch you on the next video.